Ang ating sistema ng edukasyon ay hinaharap ang iba't ibang hamon. Ang mundo ay patuloy na nagbabago at umuunlad at ang mga kabataan ay naharap sa mga pagbabago sa teknolohiya, globalization at iba pang aspekto ng lipunan. Kung kaya't ang Youth Summit ay naglalayong bigyan ng boses sa mga kabataan upang makibahagi sa paglikha ng mga solusyon sa mga hamong ito.
Kaya naman ngayong umaga, bibigyan tayo ng malawak na impormasyon patungkol sa Seameo Innotech Youth Summit 2023 ng former DepEd Secretary na si Ma'am Lenore Briones. Good morning po at welcome po sa Rise and Shine Pilipinas, Ma'am.
Good morning at magandang umaga sa lahat na nanonood at nakikinig sa programang ito.
Alright.
Suki ko. Suki namin na nung nasa DepEd Pac ako, ay suki namin ang PTV4. Very supportive of all our programs.
Kamusta po kayo, ma'am, as of the moment po?
Okay naman.
Okay naman. Okay.
Busy.
Busy pa din. Yeah, I understand you're going to be busy because you have this upcoming Youth Summit. Pero bago po natin pag-usapan itong summit na ito, siguro maganda mabigyan po natin informasyon ng ating mga ka-RSP sa kung ano po ba itong Seameo Innotech.
Seameo means Ministers of Education in ASEAN among ASEAN member countries.
Okay.
So, organized, you know how it is, we are always organized and keeping in touch with each other. So, ang board ng Seameo is composed of the Ministers of Education of the ASEAN member countries. Now, we are engaged in research. We are engaged in translating these researches into new and innovative ways of teaching and of learning. Yes. And of course, we inform all the other member countries about what we found. For example, when I was Deputy Secretary, I asked Seameo at that time to do a research on motivation. Why we like to think that teaching is not a very profitable or a very fair profession to join. Tapos the research showed that there are many young people, many teachers who teach not for the salary or for the retirement or for the benefits. They do love teaching.
For passion.
For passion,
Yes.
advocacy.
And then this research is now expanded to the ASEAN region. Kasi we want to compare. We want to look at what Singapore is doing, Indonesia, etc. What makes Seameo different from other research institutions is that it uses the comparative approach because we are aware of what is happening insofar as education is concerned in ASEAN.
And I understand also, Seameo, if I'm not mistaken, ma'am, it also goes with global approach as well.
Yes,
after
yes.
the comparative research in ASEAN countries.
We are now going global. We have, in partnership with a major organization, we are looking not only at ASEAN member countries, but on a global scale as well, including Middle East, Africa, etc. So that we can provide a perhaps a more comprehensive picture of what education is, because we are weeping and wailing, education is deteriorating, etc., etc. But how do we stand with the other countries?
Correct, ma'am. Okay, ang main thrust ng Seameo Innotech is to actually na matukoy po ang problema ng mga educational systems sa Southeast Asia. Ano po ba ang usual problem na na-encounter natin? And at the same time, ano ang contribution nito sa educational system natin dito sa bansa?
Nakatrain na kami ng since 2006, 146,000 teachers. Hindi pa kasama dyan mga principals, mga supervisors, superintendents, heads of schools. Tinitrain sa amin. Pero mukhang empty yung aming facility kasi karamihan naman ng programs namin ay through AI, through Zoom, and so on. Especially the regional, yung region, but what I mean is the ASEAN region participants.
Yeah, okay. Ngayon, ganun nangyari ngayon. But of course, ma'am, kamusta po yung in terms doon sa naging, the reception of the people benefiting on the trainings, on the research? Ano po yung naging, sa kanila? Ano po yung naging outcome?
We do several kinds of assessments.
Okay.
So, halimbawa ISO certified kami.
Yeah.
And then we have our auditor, and we also have an internal auditor.
Okay.
So we get feedback on how effective a new way of training is. We get feedback on how we are delivering our services, and of course we have to report to the board, which is composed of ministers of education and
Okay.
SAN.
So parang maganda, no? Dahil kahit paano may trial and error to actually get the best formula. Okay, magkakaroon po kayo ng Youth Summit sa darating na June 27 to 28. Ano po ba ang dapat abangan ng ating mga kababayan, lalo na ng ating mga kabataan sa Youth Summit na ito?
Kasi nakafocus primarily for ever so long ang ating attention sa situation ng mga teachers. But it is high time that we also look at the situation of the learners. At saka yung mga policies na ginagawa, mga pronouncements, mga decisions, ang expectation, ang demand ng mga kabataan, isama sila. Kasi imbes na tuturuan mo lang sila itong gagawin mo, kailangan may good manners ka, kailangan marunong ka ng science or whatever. This summit is different. It's because it's organized by the youth. We invited youth leaders. And ang program sila din ang gumawa.
Okay.
Sila din ang gumawa. Sila ang nag-decide sinong imbitahin. And the United Nations is very pleased with what we are doing kasi we are really bringing in those who have the future in their hands. It's their future we are talking
Yeah,
about.
because generation-wise, kung halimbawa yun yung approach na gusto nila for the summit, then they must really engage into it. Diba? So, in terms nun po doon sa we understand it's all about research, training, capability, or capacity building. So, what is something that the students, the participants, should really expect more compared doon sa other
Yes.
Seameo Youth Summit? Because I understand, post-pandemic na ngayon. Go ahead.
And we will learn that from them. What do they expect? Kasi they will produce a resolution which will be addressed to our policymakers. Not only in the Philippines, kasi regional kasi kami, but also the entire ASEAN. 150 participants ito from all the member countries. Yes. So magsabi sila, hindi lang na tayo magsabi, gawin mo ito yung pag-aralan mo.
Shared
Kailangan
responsibility.
mag-doktor ka,
Yes.
kailangan mag-engineer ka, lalo na sa mga family traditional professions, no. So sabi nila, pakinggan mo naman kami, ito yung gusto namin. Ito yung paraan na gusto namin. At saka yung the way it will be handled, sila ang magdadala. Kaming mga oldies, makikinig kami, and then we'll invite policymakers to respond to the resolutions. Tapos idala ng mga participants sa kanilang respective countries. Tuwan-tuwa ang UNESCO nito at saka UNICEF na ginawa natin itong initiative. It's time to bring them in because the future is not just tomorrow. The future is now. Every day there are changes, etc. And they're going to run this country, they're going to run the region, they're going to run the planet when they are ready.
Correct. Actually, ang ganda ng initiative na to talaga dahil kumbaga inclusive po.
Yes.
Yes.
Everyone and to everyone. Ma'am, ano po ba ang kaibahan nito sa ibang youth summits na ginawa rin ng ibang organisasyon?
Ang kaibahan nga nito, yung sinasabi ko, this has the support of the United Nations, UNESCO, and UNICEF. Ang kaibahan ay talagang may, halimbawa, kung may program of activities, kailangan pinapakinggan talaga sila.
All over the country po or kasama rin ibang bansa pa dito sa Youth Summit?
Oo.
They're gonna be visiting the Philippines.
Mayroong mga Pilipino at saka mayroon ding
From the other ASEAN countries
yes,
po.
like Laos PDR, Cambodia, Burma, and our neighbors, Singapore, Thailand,
Lahat po na members
Malaysia.
sa ASEAN.
Oo, ASEAN.
Globalized initiative pa talaga to
Oo,
eh.
globalized ito. At saka, it's different, the format is different. Kasi sila ang nagde-decide kung anong gagawin nila, anong pag-uusapan.
So, paano po yun, ma'am? It's going to be like there are series of students and then it's going to be very interactive during the youth summit?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Very interactive. And in between, they can visit our gallery. We set up an art gallery.
Okay, education in arts.
Yes,
uh-huh.
yes.
Culture.
Kasi ang sabi namin, technology and science cannot be separated from the humanities.
Correct,
Yes.
opo.
We don't want to produce robots. We don't want to have people talking only through all these mechanisms. But kaya nga ito, ang tinatawag namin ito ay face-to-face.
Face-to-face.
Oh.
Attitude and aptitude.
Oh, diba?
Ay, kailangan natin makita. May puso at isip.
Yeah,
Okay.
yun ang importante kasi tayo, some of us feel very frantic na kasi we have to catch up with technology, but then we forget our history, we
Tama.
forget our culture, and kailangan i-balance yan, and we have to restore that balance.
Well, as a parent ako, no, talagang yun din binabalanse ko sa mga anak ko po, ma'am. Okay, ano-ano pong mga bansa ang makikisa sa inyong Youth Summit? Kasama po ba ang lahat ng bansa dito sa Southeast Asia?
Mga ASEAN member countries, sinabi ko na, Laos, Cambodia, Burma, Malaysia, Indonesia, Singapore, yung ASEAN member
Buong
countries.
ASEAN po.
But we have associate members na yung mga tinatawag nating highly developed countries, pero mag-observe lang sila, hindi sila magpa-participate. Makinig sila kasi pag submit ng resolutions ng kabataan, sa kanila naka-address. Oo.
Sec, if I will be attending this youth summit, ano po yung aking magiging version 2.0 after this?
Yung mag-attend ng youth summit na ito, pagbalik nila, we expect them to since they are also leaders of their own right, no, in the various youth organizations, mas better na ang kanilang services. They will feel that they are part of this country, that policies on education or wherever on science will
what field?
involve
Yeah.
them. Mako-consult sila. Itong youth, kaya nga sabi namin, youth-led summit ito kasi silang nagdadala, silang nag-organize. Kami, we help them along as they need our assistance.
And you also learn, syempre.
Of course.
Oh, yes,
Okay.
yes.
Ma'am, mensahe na lamang po sa ating mga viewers ngayong umaga, sa ating mga ka-RSP.
Inaanyayahan namin ang mga viewers at ang mga nakikinig sa programang ito na monitor o obserbahan ang Youth Summit na mag-umpisa sa 27 to 28. 150 participants from 10 ASEAN, all the ASEAN member countries. It's a very good exposure. For once, this is a summit which is led by the youth. This is a summit which will have a resolution, which will produce a resolution which will be addressed to policymakers. Sila na magsasabi. Baliktad kasi ang sa usual na ginagawa. You tell the youth what to do and so on. This is the law. You have to operate within the law. Pero ito ngayon, pakinggan natin sila. Kasi sa kanila ang future. At ito bahagi sa paghahanda. Suportado ito ng United Nations, UNESCO, and UNICEF.
Alright. With that, on that note, maraming salamat po sa pagbabahagi sa amin ng impormasyon patungkol dito sa gaganapin na Seameo Innotech Youth Summit 2023, Transforming Education in Southeast Asia. Former Deputy Department of Education Secretary Lenore Briones. Muli, maraming salamat po and stay safe.
Stay safe,
Maraming
ma'am. Thank you
salamat.
po.